clicky click, and then it's just we're going to record my wee face. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Tonight, I did a little bit of tuning in, and I've been talking to a few people this week, clients and friends and colleagues, and about some stuff that people have been feeling, and another sort of stage of what's been going on for people, what's been like an area where they are feeling any stiffness or stuckness. And what it brought me back to was again another aspect of our immunity. So we often think about our immunity as being just about, whether you can fight off these winter ills and chills and things like that, and also supplements and things. So we naturally think that immunity links with those sorts of things, and maybe people who are more natural understand and get that the very live, powerful food has an impact too. The right kind of nutrients and vitamins is very cool. What a lot of people aren't aware of is that when our body, basically where our mind is at, it impacts our body. So I'll just read this wee passage, which I feel is just incredibly perfect. Right. Everything in the universe is a vibration. Vibration can be changed by your mental state. And this is so very true, because where your mind is at, your body will follow. And even in science, it speaks about where your mind is at. It either positively impacts your body and its immunity and its hormones and everything like that, or it is, it's negatively impacting. And tonight we're going to focus on the part of the body the body that's going to be the most powerful point for us to access and improve our immunity and our body strength and all over the place, is through our heart. Now, don't know whether you are aware of this, but we have 3 brains in our body. We have our head brain, which we know mostly about. We have our heart brain, which not a lot of people are aware of, but it has about 48 million neurons. So the little points that contact and talk to the other parts of your body are called neurons. And there are 48 million of these things in and around your heart area. And our third brain is our gut. And there's a couple of million, I can't remember how many million, maybe 12 million in the gut, in the lining of the actual gut walls. And they all at some points speak to the brain. And now the heart speaks to the brain, and when it's vitalized, it actually impacts our mood. And when it impacts our mood, that creates lots of serotonin, which is the feel-good chemical. When you have lots of serotonin in your body, it actually strengthens your immunity. So you can kind of get where one can eventually follow through and create another. On the other side of things, when we have fear and anger and frustration, it impacts our mental state, and that creates cortisol. And our cortisol is our fight-flight chemical. So I don't know about you, but I think I'd rather have the serotonin, the nice calming, the lovely relaxation, and the sleep chemical. It's all for our lovely, all for positivity. And there's like one is the precursor, and it creates this great physical benefit, the physical outcome. Right. So I'm the good one at making short stories long. When I will change that one day. But I've told you a bit about how the heart, and focusing on the heart, actually has a physical outcome or physical benefit in the end. Because you know me, I'm all about results. Don't do things just for shits and giggles. We all have, I'm always aiming at results for you guys and for me and everyone at large. So everything I do is always aimed at getting results. Okay, great. So I'm going to just take you through a bit of a web process tonight. And yeah, we'll get you to do a little bit of tuning in and sort of tapping into some parts of you which you may be used to tapping into, or maybe not. That's okay. I will guide you through everything. So it's all going to be fabulous. Great. Now, would love you to, I'll just make sure that my phone's on just in case someone wants to text me at the last minute. Okay, so the first part is I want you to just take a deep breath in and a bit of a shimmy and a bit of a shake, and I want you to feel where you're sitting or you're lying. Just want you to be aware of the feeling of you in the chair and where it presses in against your skin, or maybe you're lying down and how the floor supports you. Just notice. Okay, it might be prickly, it might be hard, it might be warm, it might be soft, it might be cool. Just notice what your surface feels like. Now I want you to draw your attention, just bring your attention to a time in your life where you felt a beautiful sense of love towards someone else, or a time that you have felt a beautiful sense of love from someone else. Light, unconditional love. It may be your first pet. It might be the birth of your child. Wherever you feel that you may have a memory of pure, light, expansive, unconditional love, I want you to just bring that up and just bring it to just remember it and bring it up out of your memory, and just bring it to the front for right now. And if you're not having a feeling of that, just imagine what it might feel like if you were daydreaming and you could make up what unconditional love could be. What could you create it as being? Yeah, that's it. And just feel what that feels like, and just kind of looking at it and just kind of letting it feel in your body, and just notice where you feel it in your body. Just notice, not moving it anywhere. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this feeling and we're going to show it different parts of your body. So if you're holding any stresses or anything that's inhibitive around your body, we're going to bring this to those places, and we're just going to show those places what this is. So remembering this feeling, this beautiful light, unconditional love, this imagination of lightness, expansiveness. You know, when you're ready, I'm going to get you just to shine this particular feeling down towards your ankles. And it's just kind of like shining a torch or holding a hose, or feeling it flow into that area of your ankles. That's all. It's really gentle, really smooth, soft, gentle. And so what it is, it kind of feels like it might be filling that place up, or making it feel just more lighter, or maybe more fully flourishing. Yeah, whatever you feel is perfect, right? Perfect. Now, when you're ready, imagine moving up up to your knees. And pay attention just around the areas of your knees, kind of passing on, flowing into this feeling of this feeling, this light, expansive feeling. Unconditional love from whatever time that you remember it being from. And we're just going to pass it into the knees areas. Now, the knees are about areas of feeling supported. Sometimes it's financial support. Where am I going? Kind of questions. Feeling supported where you're heading to. So this is really important area for us to place any kind of compassion, love, trust that wherever we're going is exactly where we're meant to be going. Because it is. Even if it's new and even if it's different and even if you kind of can't see it yet, it's still where we're meant to be going. Now just bringing it up now, bringing it up, migrating up to your hips area. Really just gently flowing into, pouring into this beautiful expansive feeling. And if you feel like it's lessened, just remember just to imagine that first image you had come in. Pick up that image and kind of remember that feeling up again. Like striking up that flame, and then gently pass it in, kind of flow, like power it into that area, gently. Into the hips and around the bottom of the torso where all those organs are, the guts, the uterus for women, all the testes and all the sex organs for the men and women alike. A lot of power and also a lot of stuckness can be held in this hip area, the bottom of our torso. And a lot of that is about trust, feeling like that everything's going to be okay, and everything financially is going to work out, and that you're going to be taken care of in the greatest general way. To allow this falling into place. Beautiful unconditional love. Now bringing it up to round about your tummy button. Or if you prefer, you can absolutely place it just kind of like the middle of your back, but just below your shoulder blades, because this part of us is a very important energetic center. And this is a lot to do with feeling comfortable and confidence and kind of just letting stuff go. Like, it's okay. I can't control it. We're going to do what we can. And the rest is kind of, we're just going to let things fall into place. Whatever this next step is going to be whatever the next step is. It's okay not to know. It's okay to not be the driver. It's okay to let whatever next step happen, to let it happen, and then go from that step onwards. So we're going to bring in this beautiful expanse of that first moment that you felt, or imagine that you can feel this really beautiful, expansive, light, unconditional love, and bringing it right into this belly button area, filling it up, filling it up, filling it up. Just feeling, a few people are feeling a little bit stuck in their shoulder blades. That's a type of clipping your wings, which is I can't. So I'm just going to do a little thing that I do and unwind that. So there's more space for you to place your gorgeous, gorgeous light feeling into. Now you're going to bring yourself up to just above your heart, kind of between your heart and your throat. It's a bit where the little hollow is. And this is actually called your thymus center. And the thymus is very important because it helps to regulate some of the hormones to do with the fight-flight response, but also about the energy that you do have to distribute it through your body. So this guy needs to be really working smoothly for things to be optimal. So I want you to bring up that beautiful feeling once again, allowing it to kind of come in if you want from your memory or another place or your imagination. Whatever you get is perfect. And if you get a color, it might be a certain kind of color, as well as a feeling, that's okay too. Now I want you to invite it in and allow it to pour in, gently come in into this space of this thymus center, which is the base of your neck, kind of halfway between your heart and your throat. Pouring in the beautiful sense of unconditional love. Filling it up and expanding and filling it up, filling it up. Allowing your body to let it in. Now bringing it up now to the area which is kind of between your eyebrows. Some of you might know some stuff about chakras and things. Tonight we are not specifically doing powering up any particular chakra. These are more to do with hormonal centers rather than the chakra centers. So this is why you might be going, why is she missing out a few bits and pieces? I'm not really, I'm aware that we're going from place to place. And this is where we're going to next, is between the eyebrows at the top of your nose. In this area here, can be considered, think, with the third eye. It's also a very, very powerful hormonal center. It's a very important part of the brain. So imagining now, and you can place your hand on that area should you want to, if you want to, totally cool. Where you imagine this beautiful light, this unconditional love that you remember. And if you can't remember it, imagine what it could be and bring it into that center between your eyebrows. And fill it all up, fill it all up. And just check in how you feel. Now we're taking a deep breath in. And bring yourself back to yourself. Bring yourself back to your center. I want you to imagine now that you are holding in front of you a beautiful ball. And this ball is a ball of that same feeling, that unconditional love feeling, right? You can feel it in your hands. Now I want you to imagine that inside this ball, and because it's inside your ball, it gets to feel what the ball is made of. It's inside the unconditional love. I want you to imagine that this ball expands and expands. And I want you to imagine all the people who are in your family. And they're being like a bit of a group. They're being a group. And I want you to imagine this beautiful ball surrounding all of them. Kind of like you're surrounding the whole group. Just this feeling, that's all. Imagine this feeling surrounding them. Wishing them well in a beautiful, really gentle, gentle, gentle way. And now imagine the idea of all of us New Zealanders, just as Kiwis, any generic people, just like you, surround this beautiful ball around New Zealand. The idea of New Zealand, the group of New Zealand. We're just going to let any little judgments of any particular little thing, let it go out the window. Because we're all in the same boat. It doesn't matter where you come from or your background, whether you're rich or poor, young or old, we are all in this. We are a group. So imagining that this beautiful feeling surrounds the group, just the idea. And whenever you're ready, I want you to imagine from your right hand this feeling of this feeling of this love feeling, this feeling we've been kind of playing with this whole time. We want to send it from your right hand. We want you to send it around New Zealand as if you're kind of lassoing it in a way. You're sending it around, but like a race car on a track, how you send it around the track. Imagine passing this flow of this energy out through your right hand, around all of New Zealand, kind of circling it, and I want you to allow it to receive back into your left hand. Feeling it flowing out of your right hand, and receive it back into your left hand. Now sending the whole feeling of sending it out through your hand around what your idea of the world is, or the globe. To send it around the globe. And then bringing it back, allowing it back into this left hand. You're giving it with your right, receiving it back with your left. And allowing it now, I'm going to bring you back, receiving through this left hand, placing your left hand on your own heart space, sending it through your right hand still, and circling it back around the room this time. Imagining you around the room, and you're receiving it back through the top part of your hand, into your own body, through your heart space. Okay, so imagining this, allowing that kind of like, it's like a hose pouring out beautiful water, and the hose goes around the garden and then comes back into you. So it's feeding your own garden. It's really watering and nurturing and nourishing your internal garden. And in doing so, it's amplifying all the beautiful, let's say, metabolic energy, which will strengthen your immune system through your heart brain. And feel it filling up as you would fill up the bucket with water when you're in the garden, and allow you to feel it filling up like your own personal bucket. Feeling it filling up. Anything that's tense just opens up and kind of falls to the wayside. Falls away, softens, expands as your bucket, your beautiful heart space bucket fills up. And you're feeling very much strengthened and fortified as your heart space bucket fills up. And any other places in your body that we haven't covered yet that want some of this stuff, you can feel it and allow it to kind of flow on and flow into these other spaces, into your shoulders, into your neck or your throat. If you had a bit of a lately, you can definitely allow this to flow in and pour into that space. Anywhere you've got tension or felt any tension in your wrists and hands, having a little trouble letting go of what was and kind of not allowing in these new little things that are allowing us to pivot. So it's going to go into your wrists. This is where it wants to go. Well, this is where it's needed. Okay, might go into the base of your tailbone to really strengthen your trust, really give you another level of extra backing, taking yourself further into this next step. And just allow it. So paying attention, just noticing what feels like it's maybe relaxing or the tightness is loosening off. Anything that feels like it's blowing up bigger, like a balloon. Anywhere you feel more relaxed and smushy, or, good technical word that. Anywhere you feel lovely and gooey. Just sit. Bathe in this feeling of whatever that feels like. And whenever you're ready, going to take a big deep breath in. Big arms up. And give yourself a bit of a, move yourself about to anything that's kind of feeling like it's sticking. Can get nice and free. Stand up and move yourself about gently and slowly. How did that go, people? Yeah? Some of you got your things off, but that's cool. I'm hoping that you have a good, positive experience there. Tuning in feels like you guys do feel a bit more very nicely relaxed, but feeling more fortified. Yes, and I hope you have had a good experience tapping into that part of you, strengthening your immunity through another portal, through another way, through the way or the means of adapting your mental emotional state to bring about a good physical outcome. This is part of the kind of many different ways to achieve a certain outcome, right? So definitely let's be good with ourselves, be kind, all that jazz, eat great healthy food, keep up with any supplements you have, lots of beautiful vitamin D, until it starts raining. But yeah, lots of vitamin D with the sunshine. All of that stuff is extremely boosting. You know, magnesium, vitamin C, like ascorbic acid, vitamin C, magnesium. All of those are 3 very pivotal requirements of our body. As any naturopath of their worth their weight in gold will tell you. And this is just one of the ways. So I thank you very, very much for joining me this evening, my lovely people. Well, you're not my lovely people, but I'll share you. But I'm very grateful that you joined me. If you need any other assistance, do touch base with me. If you've got any questions or any other things that you'd love to know more about or have questions about, please message me, because it gives me all these neat ideas to bring forward more stuff. Because I'm kind of enjoying this. I don't know if I think I want to stop. I might carry on this for like ever. So we'll see. If you if you've got anything that you'd love to ask for, please do that. Anyway, gorgeous people, thank you very much once again for joining me. And if you want to come next week, I'll be here next time, next Thursday, 7:30. Take care. Bye.